and welcome to a new video. First off, if the lighting is weird, I'm sorry, my ring light has decided to die today. I guess I have to buy a new one. So this, I hope it looks okay. This is us just using an iPhone light. I don't like it, but it's fine. Today I'm going to be doing a wrap-up for the books I read in January. I've never done monthly wrap-ups because I've never wanted to do all that editing at the end of the month and upload a video like that. So I came up with the idea of doing these one-take wrap-ups, which is basically just my lazy way of not having to edit, but making it into like a cute gimmick. So I will wrap up all the books I read in the month, and it'll just be like a one-take video that doesn't have all the usual editing that I do. So that's my little idea. So let's just get into it. There's not a lot of books for me to wrap up this month. So first, I read The Duke and I by Julia Bridgerton. That's not by Julia Quinn. It's the first in the Bridgerton series. This is the first physical book I read this month. I did a whole 15-minute review on my Instagram, on my IGTV, if you want to check that out, because I have a lot of thoughts. I'm not giving this book a rating. I liked 95% of it, and then I did not like the ending because I did not like the rape scene in this book. I think it was disgusting, unnecessary. I want to read the rest of the series because I like all these characters, but I'm really conflicted because I also don't really want to support Julia Quinn if she's not gonna ever say anything about the rape scene in this book. So I don't know. I have a whole 15-minute video. Go check that out. It doesn't get a rating. I also read the audiobook by, I can't think of the author's name, The Bridegroom by Linda Lael Miller, which I absolutely adored. It is a historical romance western, takes place in Stone Creek, Arizona, and it is following the younger brother from the book I read last month when he is all grown up and he goes and saves a childhood friend from a marriage she doesn't want to be in, and it is their love story. It is a marriage of convenience type story, and it was just absolutely adorable. I love it so much. I definitely plan on reading more of her books, and I gave that one a 5 out of 5 stars. And then I read Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, which is the sequel to Cinder. I really enjoyed this book. I didn't realize that it was actually going to follow all of the characters, which I think is why I put it off for so long. I didn't want to just read about Scarlet. I wanted to read about Cinder too. If I'd bothered to read the synopsis, I probably would have figured out that Cinder was in this one too. But I really enjoyed it, and I liked at the end as their stories came all together. So we've got Scarlet in France with Wolf, and then Cinder meets the other new character, Thorn, and I really, really enjoyed their parallel stories and then them coming together at the end, and I'm very excited for Cress when we introduce another new character and then everyone is together on the ship. It's a really fun sci-fi book, and I cannot wait to continue with the series. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. And then the other audiobook I read this month is The Fellowship of the Rings. This is the first in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have owned these books for like 7 years, and I finally picked up the first one. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a dense read for sure, but I really love all these characters, and I love the world building. It is such a lush world, and I'm very excited to get to more of the finale part of this story because a lot happens in this one, but it's a lot of the smaller plot points and just a lot of the setting up. But I'm very excited. I cannot wait for the parts where Frodo and Sam are on the mountain and they're doing all that part and Gollum comes into it. He was kind of hinted to in this one, and then we're at the point where the party is about to split up into the separate storylines that happens in the Two Towers. So I am very much enjoying this series. I am going to start the second audiobook and read that next month, and I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars as well. So mostly 5-star reads this month. And then I'm going to include this on my wrap-up even though I'm not done, but this is The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu, the first in the Eldest Curses series. I have like 130 pages left, and I plan on finishing it today or tomorrow. It's only the 28th when I'm filming this, so I am planning on filming this or finishing this in January. I'm very excited. It is Magnus and Alec, a little bit of their story. This takes place, I think, in between City of Glass and City of Fallen Angels because the relationship is still new and like the kids aren't there, so it's pretty farther back, but I'm really enjoying them getting to know each other because it's a bit of the story we don't ever really get to see. So I really like this book, and Magnus accidentally created a cult as a joke, which I just think is hilarious and absolutely something that Magnus would do. So I am enjoying this. I don't have a rating for it because I haven't finished, but I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a 5 stars because it's a Cassandra Clare book. So that's my wrap up. Obviously, I didn't do a lot of reading this month. I was in a bit of a reading slump. So I figured for my wrap up, I would let my sister wrap up her books for January too because she read more than me. So I figured it'd be fun to see what she read. Okay, let's get into my sister's wrap-ups. She hasn't been on this channel very much, hardly ever, but this is Skyly. She's my younger sister, and let's see what she read this month.
Yeah, so I read 7 books, and I started off the year with a reread. This is my favorite book, Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli, and I just wanted to start off the year with a reread, and it's obviously a 5 stars, and it was really good. Next, I read The Archer. I wasn't expecting it, but it's like kind of, not poetry, but it's like really short. And it was really good. It's by Paulo Coelho, and I've read books by him before, and it was just a cute little story. I gave all my books 5 stars. So yeah.
She has the same rating system I do, pretty much, where just everything gets 5 stars.
Pretty much.
So
yeah. Unless it's bad. I guess. But I've never read like a really bad book.
Exactly.
Next I read Everything by Nicola Yoon, and it was a cute love story. I have seen the movie, so it was like easy to read, fun to read, and it was really, really good. I like myself a good love story, contemporary fiction, is that what it's called?
Yeah, young adult contemporary.
Yeah. And then I read Looking for Alaska by John Green. I wasn't sure what to expect with this book. I didn't even know what it was about. I just knew I read the back and he was going off to boarding school. So I was like, okay, cool.
I didn't even know that.
Ended up being like a bit of a love story and then like a bit of a mystery, I want to say. And it was really good. I liked how the characters like dealt with what they were going through. And I gave it a 5 stars and it was really good. I really liked all the characters, which at first I didn't. So, yeah. Next I read Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. And I got this from my friend, and I've been avoiding it because I don't even know why. I was just like, I'm scared to read it. And it ended up being really good, cute love story, and I really liked the end. I liked how all the problems were resolved, kind of. And I just thought there was good character development and how, especially Eleanor, how she progressed through her family problems and stuff like that. Again, 5 stars. It was very good.
From what I remember, I really loved that book too. I couldn't tell you what it was about because I read it like 4 years ago, but I did like it.
Yeah. Next I read Frankly in Love by David Yoon. It was a very good book, and I liked the diversity in it, and it was like a new type of story. Like I liked learning about the culture that they were featuring in this book, which is Korean, obviously. And I think it was a really cute love story. It's not something I was expecting, really. Like, obviously at the beginning, I'm not going to spoil, but it's very different in the beginning, and then it changes, and it's a lot.
It's fake dating, right?
Yeah. So it was very interesting. Yeah.
5 stars?
Yeah, 5 stars. And then the last one that I read this month, which I finished last night at 2 a.m., was They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I went into this book with a big miscalculation. I thought it was a friendship book because, all the books I read this month were love stories. I was like, okay, cute little friendship book. No, it's a love story, which is fine. I still really loved it. I really liked the characters. I liked their development because obviously it's their last day of life. They're trying to find themselves, find their best day possible, and it's really, really cool. And I obviously was expecting the end. They both die at the end, but it was still really thrilling trying to find out like how that would happen. And so I was not expecting the end. The end was so good. And he has like some like extra stuff in the back. This is his like journal that I don't know if this is in all copies, but like his journal which he first wrote it in. And he had the last line like planned out from the beginning, which I think was really cool. He had like a thing of how all the characters connect, and which I thought was really cool. I also really liked how they put in random storylines of people who were like kind of connected to Rufus and Mateo. I really liked that aspect.
Did you end up liking it? Has like a bit of a dystopian factor to it. It's not completely contemporary. Did you like that?
I did. It was something different.
Sci-fi,
it was something
dystopian.
different. Like I usually don't like dystopians that much, but I feel like I don't like dystopians when they're like action-y. This was like a normal contemporary, but just with a little bit aspect of dystopian, and it was really interesting.
Which was your favorite of the month?
Oh shit. You know,
I don't know what mine was. Can I choose the one I haven't finished yet?
Sure.
Because I think this is my favorite of the month, even though I haven't finished it yet. But I also really liked the Lord of the Rings book. And I liked Scarlet. I just liked Cinder better.
I think maybe my favorite was Eleanor and Park, because I wasn't expecting to like it so much, but also looking for Alaska, because that one was really different than what I usually read.
Yeah. Well, that's our wrap up. I did not read a lot, but I'm hoping in February I can be a little bit better. I just wasn't in a reading mood this month, but I'm hoping things are on the up from here on out. I hope you enjoyed this wrap up. I will be doing these one-take wrap-ups at the end of every month. I might keep inviting her if she has more books to read. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I will see you in February. Bye.
Bye.